everyone, welcome to School of Scarlet. I'm so happy to be here with you today. So it looks quite dark in here today, doesn't it? So today I was starting to film this video. I actually filmed quite a bit of it, but I don't think I'm going to use that part. And the power went out. And what's funny is that the video that I'm making is about removing negative energy from your life. And I'm not saying that this is negative, but it's surely not what I wanted when I'm trying to film a video. The power went out. So I waited a little while and still the power has not come back on. So I went ahead and decided to go ahead and start filming it. So let's go ahead and start. Let's do this thing. Let's talk about how to remove negativity because I know that you want to know how to do that. And I have the answers for you here. So I have found a way that really works, but I want you to keep an open mind. This may not be something you have ever heard before because it's not something that I had ever heard before, nor have I ever heard it after learning it. So the information that I'm sharing with you here today is coming from the universe. Let's just put it that way. One of the things that I share on my channel is my spiritual journey. Now, this journey is not something that one chooses. It's something that unfolds for oneself. So along this journey, even as young as a child, I've been able to connect with certain beings like my grandmother who had passed and angels specifically. And so connecting with angels is something that I've shared on this channel, and I'll link some of those videos in the description and in the comments down below if you are interested in that sort of content. But I really just want to focus on how to remove negative energy. So all that to say that one of the things that I was doing one day was just kind of relaxing in my bath, and that's one of the places that I connect with some of these beings. Now, I don't connect with them consciously, it just happens. So as I was taking my bath, suddenly I was pondering on this whole thing about negative energies. And I was feeling as if at that time I had negative energies attached to me. Suddenly I feel the presence of an angel. It's a very specific presence that you feel. And all of a sudden, I feel that presence and I gain a lot of peace. And I begin to kind of melt into the bath and just kind of lean back. And I wasn't scared, and I really felt as though I was about to receive a message. And so I relaxed into it, and I didn't feel that this was going to be a visual message. Oftentimes I get kind of messages that come in an auditory kind of situation, but they're not visual. And I've only ever had one visual of an angel. So as I was relaxing into the bath, I was quite confident I was going to have a beautiful message come through. While I relax, suddenly, all of a sudden, there was a sword that was just not even millimeters from my face. That was just, and I was scared to death. I did not know what was happening, and I didn't even realize at this time that this could be an angel. I thought I was very mistaken and something is very wrong, and I did not know what was going on. I didn't know if there was like guns or, I couldn't really tell that it was a sword at the time. Suddenly, I felt the question arise again, how to remove negative energy. As that question arose, I felt the angel speak the message the way that I was used to feeling it, through peace. Suddenly, the message came through that each day we can remove our negative energies, which are actually cords that we have allowed between ourselves and what appears to be another being. So apparently every day we create cords with our thoughts, with our focus, with our attention to these beings. So these cords created are usually with people that we're very close to, our family, our friends, that sort of thing. They're people that we talk to on a daily basis, that we have some kind of responsibility to, at least like as a friend or as a family member. So they create a cord with us, and that's why they enter our thought stream. That's why they enter our brain. So maybe they're nowhere near us, but we have a cord with them, and that cord creates communication, and really they are actually us if we really get down to the meta view of things. But the conversation we're having here today of how to remove negative energy, we're having a really human kind of practical conversation. How can we remove this from our physical reality so we don't have to deal with the emotions of it, or maybe the physical effects of it, or the manifestation of having that occurring in our reality? So the angel basically said that there are cords, and they are appearing literally like cords. And he showed me his sword, and he said, each and every one of us have a sword. What he did was cutting cords. That's what he did when he went pshoo, pshoo, pshoo. And he said, in doing that, he cut those cords because that was my will. And he said he did that to me to show me what it feels like not to have those cords. So he asked me to let him know what it felt like. And it felt so freeing. It felt so light. It felt like a lightness. And it truly felt like there was a huge change that had just happened, a huge change. So that was, shared. And basically he shared that there are angels among us that at any time you can call upon an angel to clear the cords for you in that way. But we all have our own sword and we all have our own power, and we can all call it back to us. And we don't need angels. We don't need even the sword. But as we begin to be kind of introduced to clearing our energy, these are tools that we can use until we are ready not to use any tools at all. So if you'd like to clear your negative energy and you're open-minded enough to try this, you can call upon an angel to help you clear cords. If you would like to do this yourself, I'll kind of walk you through it here now. So what you want to do is probably do this on a daily basis. Now, I will tell you, it feels so good and it's almost so necessary that I call it spiritual hygiene. I do it every day. I do it every day in the bath because it feels amazing. And why would I want to carry around old dead energy with me and play a game of old dead energy? I want to play a game of new energy each day. You get to decide the game you play. So which game would you like to play? So y'all that are commenting and asking about how do I remove negative energy, this is how you remove negative energy. And you can simply decide that you will not play in the game of negative energy. But you can also use these tools. I like to use these tools because they're simple and easy. And even when I've basically called back my energy without using these tools, I haven't felt as great a relief as what I'm about to share with you here. So I'm not sure what the difference is. I'm not sure what yet. I'm pretty new to all of this, but all I am sharing with you is what has actually worked. So what the angel had shared with me was basically, you're going to close your eyes. You're going to visualize, okay? You're going to visualize yourself, your being, your body, your whole body, and you're going to visualize and see cords. So you're going to basically look at your light body and see if there's any cords. And what you're going to find in your imagination is that you're going to find cords. We all have cords. And they usually come out of the sides of one's body, but it could be any which way for any person. So for me, it's on the sides. And so you'll see the cords come out. Now, as they come, they're not out. You have to cut them. Now, you can cut them any which way you want. Your being, yourself, will initiate that for you, okay? You don't actually have to do anything. You just have to close your eyes and begin to imagine the cords, and the rest begins by itself. That's how magical this is. So you just begin to visualize the cords, and then you can even in your mind ask or just command or declare that the cords are going to now be released, or the cords are now going to be severed. And as you do this, strangely enough, this is when you'll have that sword. And for me, it's a sword, but other times I've had where I've been given scissors, or, scissors arise, or it'll be something different. So each person is different. And so, kind of losing my voice. I've been working a lot with my courses today, but anyhow, I was inspired to make this video specifically because so many people were talking about how do I remove negative energy. And so anyway, so once that happens, you'll be all of a sudden the sword or the scissors will appear in your mind's eye and your third eye. And so you pick it up and it's almost like an instinct. You're going to begin to cut them. You're going to cut them. You're going to cut them. And for me, it went even further. I cut them. I usually spray something in them, wait that they heal, and sometimes even like rub my hands on them. I like really make sure that those things are healed. And I know it sounds weird, but it's not something that you can control. This like starts to happen. And then as soon as you wake up, you know, or you open your eyes, you're going to sense a feeling of relief. Sometimes when you're cutting these cords, you'll cry because you'll sense exactly which cord it is and where it came from. And so it'll be very emotional for you because these cords are emotional. If you don't sever them or if you don't release them, as a matter of fact, throughout your day, especially if they're emotional cords, you're going to be sad because you're thinking about this person all day long. You're going to be upset because you're thinking about this person all day long. They have a cord on you, okay? It's almost like a dog leash, you could say. And every time that you stop thinking about them, they yank it. And that gives them energy, and it's a whole thing. But anyhow, it shows up or presents itself in your being as being negative energy that you don't know where it's coming from, but it's coming from cords that are being tugged on due to unresolved things, to all kinds of reasons. There's all kinds. So as you release these cords, you're going to feel a huge sense of relief, okay? For some people, they are scared to release these cords because they feel emotional. They know that they're the cord of their mother, the cord of their father, the cord of their spouse or their child. I went through this of not wanting to release certain cords, and you have to realize something. When you sever these cords or you release these cords, it's not that this person is gone from your existence and never going to appear, or that you've severed them from your life, or that they have to leave now. No, it's that you are no longer connected to them and they're no longer in connection to your energy. So you're not exchanging energy. Don't have that kind of umbilical cord where you could feed off of each other. It's just their own sovereign being. So you can work as your own sovereign being, but so long as you have a cord with someone else, you're going to feel weakened. You're going to feel off. You're going to feel negative energy around you. So that's why I would not fear releasing these cords, because at the end of the day, you are not these cords. You are not these other people. You are not anything. There is nothing to fear here, and you won't actually lose anything by severing a cord. It actually frees both of you to move quicker along your path to your heart. So it's not a negative thing at all. So I particularly like to do it every day. But you will have some fears arise around releasing certain cords, because eventually you're going to know what cords are what. At first, they may just appear as cords, but later on, like I say, you'll know this one's mom, this one's dad, and that sort of thing, and you'll have to release them. And some of them will be very emotional for you, and you may have some crying, but crying is also releasing. It's just as releasing as cutting a cord. So this is probably a very unusual talk for you. I don't know. Comment down below. Have you ever heard this before? But I had never heard it, but it definitely works. It definitely blew my mind. I don't understand it fully. I do understand kind of the meta view of things, the basis of reality and things like that. The things in between the practical human and the metaphysical in between, some of these things of using these cord cutting and things like that, I'm not very familiar with, because I didn't grow up ever knowing this, nor was I exposed to it till it was brought to me by this angel when it was needed. So whenever this information reaches you, that's when it's appropriate for you, I guess you could say. So if you're watching this here now, I would encourage you to go ahead and try this and see how you feel. If you feel as if the negative energy that you're talking about has cleared up for you, comment down below if this has helped. I hope that it has, and I love you all.